In today's video lecture, I will be explain about branch and bound algorithms. So branch and bound algorithms are similar to backtracking algorithm. So these algorithms will also use state space tree to solve the given problem. So branch and bound method is first proposed by H. Land and H. Diog in 1960. So there were basically two requirements for the branch and bounding. So the first requirement is it's a way of covering the feasible solution by several smaller feasible solution called branching. So to give you an example of branching, if you remember, we had solved brute force approach for the traveling salesman problem. So in that, we will start with the source node. We'll start with the initial source node, and from there we will traverse to the remaining nodes, and then we'll travel back to the source node or source city. So there were six possible paths. So these six possible paths can be considered as six different branches. So so each of the path can be considered as a feasible solution. So that can be the tree diagram that we had obtained while solving the brute force approach of uh, traveling salesman problem. So in that tree diagram, so each path can be considered as a feasible solution. So there will be six paths. So six paths can be considered as six feasible solution. So in branching also, we will be uh, covering feasible solution by several smaller feasible solutions. So while solving the traveling salesman problem using branch and bound algorithm, I will explain that. Then the second requirement is bounding. So bounding is a way of finding upper and lower bound for the optimal solution within a feasible subsolution. So again, taking the same example of traveling salesman problem, so I told there will be six possible paths. So we'll find out the lower bound path. So lower bound path is nothing but the path which is having the lowest cost or least cost, and then we will consider it as the final solution and ignore the remaining higher cost paths or higher bound paths. So basically in bounding, we will find out the upper and lower bound solutions, and we'll consider only the lower bound solution and ignore the remaining upper bound solution. So this already explained with an example. So there is one more feature in branch and bounding algorithm. So that is called pruning. So in pruning, if the lower bound of a subproblem A from the search tree is greater than the upper bound for any other previously examined subproblem B, then A may be safely discarded from the search. This is called pruning. So there will be two subproblems. So subproblem A and subproblem B. So let us consider I am solving traveling salesman problem. So I'll be getting two paths. So these two paths can be considered as two subproblems. So I will only consider the lower bound or lower cost path and ignore the higher bound or upper bound path. So in pruning also, we will consider only the lower bound subproblem and ignore the upper bound subproblem. So this we will see later. So as I was telling, this branch and bound algorithm, uh, it makes use of breadth first search instead of the depth first search. So if you remember, depth first search we had used in backtracking. So to explain, so this is the example. So let me explain this one with an example. So in this, you can observe there is a backtracking algorithm. So 1 minute, let me reopen this PDF again. Yeah, now it's fine. So I was telling about the depth first search. So in backtracking, we usually make use of depth first search. In depth first search, first we'll start with root node, then we will traverse the next level node. So like that, we will keep on traversing until we reach the depth of the node. So once we reach the depth of the node, when we hit a dead end and there is no more depth of the tree to be explored, then I will backtrack to the previous level node. Then again I will search whether there is an option for further expanding the further traversing towards the depth of the tree. So if there is an option for traversing towards the depth of the tree, so I will do that. So I will traverse node 5. Then again I hit the dead end. There is no more chance of exploring further. So then I will backtrack to the previous node. Then I will backtrack to the its previous node and search if any option is there for further traversing the towards the depth of the tree. So if there is option, we will traverse it. Otherwise, we will backtrack to its previous level node. So this we keep on doing until we reach the root node. So once we reach the root node, so we will again explore the option of traversing towards the further depth. So if there is a option, we will traverse it. Otherwise, if there is no further option, then we will enter the source node. So by that time, we will be arriving at the ultimate solution. So this part we used to do in backtracking using depth first search. Whereas in branch and bound algorithms, we'll be using breadth first search. So in breadth first search, so we'll first traverse the root node, then we'll traverse the next level nodes. So here next level nodes are node 2, node 3, node 4. Then I will traverse the nodes associated with node 2, that is node 5 and node 6. Then suppose there are two more nodes associated with node 3, say node 7 and node 8 are associated with node 3, then we'll traverse node 7 and node 8. Then suppose there are two more nodes, node 9 and node 10 associated with node 4, then we'll traverse node 9 and node 10. So first we'll traverse the root node, then the next level nodes, and then the next to next level nodes. So we are traversing here breadth wise. So there are three types of branch and bound algorithm based on the implementation. So first one is FIFO, second one is LIFO, and third one is least cost. So let us look at each of these branch and bound implementation. In FIFO, which is first in first out, so branch and bound algorithm will be implemented using queues. So as you can see, first I will start with root node, then I will traverse the next level nodes breadth wise. So I will traverse the node 2, then node 3 and node 4. So whichever the node I traverse, that will be pushed to the queue, that will be added to the queue. So first I will traverse node 2, so node 2 is added to the queue, then I will traverse node 3, that is added to the queue, then I will traverse node 4, that is added to the queue. So next I will traverse the node 5 and node 6, which is associated with node 2. So if I want to add this node 5 and node 6, I will be adding after the node 4. So as I told, the FIFO branch and bound algorithm will be implemented using queues. So there is one more type that is LIFO, last in first out queue. So this I will implement it using stack. So here, so in stack, what we'll do is, the recently traversed node that will be placed at the top of the stack, and the starting node that was traversed, that will be kept at the bottom of the stack. So stack operation, so if you have observed, when we are calling recursively functions, so whenever we call the recently called function, that will be coming at the top of the stack, whereas the function which initiated the recursive function, that will be at the bottom of the stack. So this I assume you would have learnt in the C programming. Anyway, so here as I was telling, so same like you FIFO, we had seen how the nodes which were traversed are put in the queue. So in the LIFO also we'll see how the nodes traversed will be pushed and pushed into the stack. So here, as you can see, when node 2 is traversed first, so after source node, the node 2 will be traversed. Sorry, after root node, the node 2 will be traversed. The node 2 will be placed at the bottom of the stack. Then node 3 will be traversed. That will be placed at the uh, top of the stack. Then node 4, which was traversed, that will be placed at the top of the stack. So then I will be traversing the next level nodes. So when I am traversing next level nodes, so like that, whenever I am traversing that particular node, the recently traversed node will be pushed to the top of the stack. So this process continues until we traverse all the nodes in the tree. So then is uh, least cost branch and bound implementation. So in least cost branch and bound implementation, so each node will be associated with the cost, and we always traverse through the least cost node. So to give an example, first I have a root node which has associated with the cost 25. Then I have next level nodes with cost 30. Then another node with cost 20 and another node with cost 40. So while traversing, so I will ignore the higher cost nodes, as you can see. So I am totally ignoring higher cost node. So if there are any nodes associated with higher cost nodes, that will be ignored. So that will be discarded. So this is the bounding that I was discussing earlier. So we'll be ignoring the upper bound algorithm, and we'll consider only the we'll ignore the upper bound solution, and we'll consider only the lower bound solution or lower bound sub problem. So I will select the node with the least cost or lower cost, and then I will continue traversing through that particular node. So this I will continue until the all the levels of the tree are traversed. So again, in the next level node, when we are to traverse, so we'll calculate the cost for these two nodes. Then I will ignore the upper bound node and consider only the lower bound. So the algorithm itself tell least cost bound branch and bound algorithm. So we'll consider only the least cost or lower bound node, and then continue traversing from that particular point. So I was over telling there is three types of branch and bound, that is FIFO, LIFO and LC or least cost. So FIFO branch and bound is implemented by Q, the LIFO branch and bound is implemented by stack, and least cost branch and bound is will be implemented based on the lower bound nodes or the nodes associated with lower cost. So branch and bound algorithm is used to solve optimization problem. So particularly there are two types of optimization problem called maximization problem and minimization. So maximization, if you remember, we have already done. So this maximization problem we have solved for solving the 0-1 knapsack problem. So here we will try to maximize the profit. So in 0-1 knapsack problem, basically you will select the sequence of items to be inserted in the knapsack bag in such a way that you will end up with higher profit. So this is an 0-1 knapsack problem is an example for maximization problem. So branch and bound algorithm, as I told, it can be used to solve maximization problem and minimization problem. So minimization problem, so you can take an example of traveling salesman problem. So in traveling salesman problem, so if you remember, in traveling salesman problem, you will try to traverse the least cost path. You will try to traverse the path which is associated with least cost. So In today's class, so I will be discussing how to solve traveling salesman problem using least cost branch and bound algorithm. So there is a maximization problem also, 0 1 knapsack problem. So this I will take up in the next video lecture. So for today's video lecture, I'll be explaining how to solve the minimization problem of traveling salesman problem using least cost branch and bound algorithms. So let's have a look at it. So the problem is problem statement is as follows. Consider the following example of a graph. Solve the traveling salesman problem using least cost branch and bound algorithm. So here they are given a adjacency cost. So as you can see, there are it's a 5 cross 5 matrix. So I will name each of the so 5 cross 5 matrix means we have to consider 5 cities A, B, C, D, E. So first in this problem we will consider, we will be starting with source city A, and from the source city A we have here city A is considered as the starting point. So from city A we have to travel to each and every city, and then we have to return back to the source city or starting point that we had chosen. So as I was telling, so here we have given a cost adjacency matrix. So the path to traverse from each and every city has been the cost of traveling from each and every city has been assigned in the cost adjacency matrix. So after getting once the cost adjacency matrix is given, so first you have to perform row minimization on this particular cost adjacency matrix. So on this particular cost adjacency matrix, I have to perform the row minimization. So let us have a look what actually is the row minimization. So in the row minimization, first I will write down the cost adjacency matrix. Then each of the row I will try to find out the lowest value. So I will consider first row. So in the first row, so the values are infinity, 20, 30, 10 and 11. So 10 is the one which is having lowest value. So that I will write it separate. So I will so 10 I have selected as the minimum value in that particular row. So coming to second row, I have values 15, infinite, 16, 4, 2. So here 2 is having the lowest value, so that our minimum value. So here I will write down the minimum value of the second row. So similarly the third row minimum value is 2, so that also I will write down. So in fourth row the minimum value is 3, that also write down. Then in fifth row 4 is the lowest value, that also I will write down. So if you total it, so 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it will be around 21. So then I have to reduce the matrix to, so in row minimization after perform, this is row minimization where I will be finding out the minimum value in each of the row. So then after finding out the each of the row, then I have to construct what is known as reduced matrix. To construct reduced matrix, so I have to subtract all these values from the minimum value. So each of the row element value should be subtracted by the that particular row's minimum value. So to give you an example, so here in the first row, so the minimum value is 10. So all of the elements of the first row are subtracted with value of 10. So when I subtract the first row with value of 10, so I'll get infinity, 10, 20, 0, 1. So that only I am getting in the first row. Similarly, I will subtract the second row elements with the minimum value 2. So when I subtract 15 minus 2, I will get 3, then infinity minus 2 will always be infinity, it won't change. Then 16 minus 2 I will get 14, 4 minus 2 I will get 2, 2 minus 2 is 0. So as you can see, that only I get. So similarly for third row, so the minimum value is 2. So when I subtract the third row elements with minimum value of 2, then I will get this value 1 3 infinity 0 2. Then I will take the fourth element value, so I will subtract it with the minimum value of that particular row. So when fourth element values are subtracted with minimum value of that particular row, then I will get 16 3 15 infinity 0. Then the minimum value of the fifth row is 4. So when I subtract the fifth row elements with the minimum value of 4, so I will get 12 0 3 12 infinity. So after that I have to perform column minimization. So this is similar to row minimization, but here we will be doing it column wise. So again, so I will consider this particular matrix, so cost adjacency matrix. So same thing, I will consider, I will be considering this reduced matrix. So row minimization matrix, so I have performed row minimization, so I will get a reduced matrix. So I will consider this particular matrix, and then as you can see, whichever the values I have obtained, that only I have written here. So then I will find out the minimum value. So then I will find out the minimum value of each of the column. So in the first column, you can see the minimum value is 1. In the second column, minimum value is 0. The third column, minimum value is 3. The fourth column, minimum value is 0. And fifth column also, minimum value is 0. So when I add, I will get the total 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. So here also I will subtract each column element with its corresponding minimum value. So the first column, all the first column elements will be subtracted with minimum value of 1. So when I subtract infinity with 1, it will be infinity only. 13 minus 1 is 12, 1 minus 1 is 0, 16 minus 1 is 15, 12 minus 1 is 11. So that, as you can see, I am getting the values in the first row. So if I subtract with 0, no change will happen. So I will retain the second column as it is. So the minimum value of the third row is 3. So when I subtract the third column elements with minimum value 3, so I will get the value as 17, 11, infinity 12, 0. So in fourth row also, since it's 0, we'll retain the fourth column element as it is. In the fifth column also, since the minimum value is 0, the fifth column elements will be written as it is. So, so after performing row minimization and column minimization, so ultimately we get a reduced matrix. So to this reduced matrix, once we get, we will total out the minimum values. So initially we got total of 21 when I perform row minimization. When I perform column minimization, the total value of the minimum values are 4. So I am getting 21 plus 4. So that will be the cost of the reduced matrix, which is 21 plus 4 is equal to 25. So this value of 25 will be assigned to the starting node 1. So it will be assigned to the starting node 1. So after that, then I have to find out the cost per. So this, as you can see here, the node 1 corresponds to city A, the node 2 corresponds to city B, the node C corresponds to city C, the node 4 corresponds to city D, and node 5 corresponds to city E. So I have found out the cost for city A, so or node 1. Then I have to find out the cost for city 2 or city B or node 2. So now I have to find out the cost of node 2. So there is a rule in order to find out the cost for node 2. So that is, so I have to replace each entity of first row and second column of reduced matrix to infinity. Also make the 2, 1 to infinity. So first I will replace each entity of first and second column of reduced matrix. So the reduced matrix we got is this. So if when I am finding out the cost of node 2, so I have to find out the cost of node 1, then I have to find out the cost of node 2. So once I am starting from node 1, so there are total 5 cities. So from node 1 I can go travel to node 2, then node 3, node 4 and node 5. So I have to find out the cost of node 2, then to node 3, node 4 and node 5. Now I am finding out the cost of node 2. So for this I will be considering the reduced matrix. So I will take out the reduced matrix, and I will the formula is I will replace the first row and second column of reduced matrix to infinity to find out the cost of node 2. So I will replace the first column elements with infinity and second column elements with infinity. So after replacing first row and elements to infinity, first row elements are replaced with infinity, and after second column elements are replaced with element infinity, then we will be getting the matrix as follows. So the remaining values will be retained as it is. So other than the first row and second column elements, the remaining row column elements values will be retained as it is. So then I will perform the row and column minimization simultaneously. To make you understand, I did it separately in the first step while I was finding out the cost of node 1. So in order to find out the cost of node 2, so one more thing you have to note down is also we'll be making the 2 comma 1 to infinity. So we'll set the second row and first column element to infinity. So since we are finding we are started from node 1, then we are traversing node 2. So the cost of second row and first column element will be fixed to infinity according to the least cost branch and bound algorithm. So as you can see, the second row first column so I have to replace the second row first column element with infinity. So here it should be infinity, so I made a mistake here, so I have to write infinity here. So you have to write down as infinity. I forgot to write it, so this particular value should be infinity. So anyway, moving down, so I will find out the least value in each row and column. So when there are all the row elements or column elements are infinity, we'll ignore that. We'll not write the minimum value. There is no minimum value as such. Then I will come to second row. So here second row the minimum value is 0. The third row minimum value is 0. Fourth row also minimum value is 0. Fifth row also minimum value is 0. Similarly, the first column the minimum value is 0. So I will ignore second column. So third column minimum value is 0. The fourth column minimum value is 0, and the fifth column minimum value is 0. So after that, the formula for finding out the cost of node 2 is I have to find out the cost of 1 comma 2, then add it with cost of 1 plus reduced cost. So this reduced cost is nothing but the total value of all the minimum values. So when I add all the minimum values, this is 0 plus 0, so the reduced cost will be 0 itself. So cost of 1 already we had got in previous step. So the cost of node 1 is 25. The cost for reaching from 1 comma 2. So the cost for reaching from 1 comma 2 can be found out from the original cost adjacency matrix. Cost of reaching from 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 is 20. We have to consider the cost of reaching from node 1 to 2 of the reduced matrix. So this reduced matrix I got it from So reduced matrix. So I have to make a correction. So this is the previous reduced matrix. So I have to consider the previous reduced matrix. So the cost for reaching from 1 to 2, I will take it from the previous reduced matrix. So that will be 10. So this I have got 10 here. So 10 plus 25 plus 0 is 35. So the cost of node 2 is 35. Then I have to find out the cost of node 3. So in order to find out the cost of node 3, so I have to replace each entity of first row and third column of the reduced matrix to infinity, also make 3 comma 1 to infinity. So the reduced matrix we have got when we were finding out the cost of node 1. So in this reduced matrix I will replace the first row and third column to infinity. So I will replace first row and third column with infinity. Also I will make 3 comma 1 to infinity. So this 3 comma 1 value, third row first column element will be replaced with infinity. So as you can see here, the third row first column element has been replaced with infinity. So this I have done here. So I forgot in previous step. So 2 comma 1 also I should have been infinity. So I forgot. So as I told earlier, so nodes also make the same change. So 3 comma 1 is will be replaced with infinity. Also the first row and third column elements will also be replaced with infinity. So then I will find out the minimum value in each row. So if all the values are 0 in a particular row or column, I have to ignore that. So I will ignore the first row and third column minimum value. Since all are infinity, we can't have minimum value. So in second row the minimum value is 0, third row minimum value is 0, fourth row minimum value is 0. So we have done row minimization. Now we have to do column minimization. So the minimum value in the first column is 11, the minimum value in the second column is 0, the minimum value in fourth column is 0, and minimum value in fifth column is 0. Then once I get a value greater than 0, then that particular column element or row element should be reduced with the minimum value. So the first column minimum value is 11, so I will subtract all the first column elements with 11. So then I will end up with, when I subtract infinity minus, it will be infinity only. 12 minus 11 will be 1, infinity minus 11 will be infinity, 15 minus 11 is 4, and 11 minus 11 is 0. So these values, infinity 1, 11, infinity 4, 0, so that is the one we'll be getting in the reduced matrix. So after getting the reduced matrix, I have to find out the cost 3. So I have to, in order for that, I have to find out the cost for reaching from 1 to 3 of the previous reduced matrix. So the previous reduced matrix, we got it while solving the cost of node 1. So the cost for reaching from 1 to 3 is 0. The cost for reaching from 1 to 3 is 17. So the cost for reaching from 1 to 3 is 17. So that I have written down here. The cost for reaching for node 1 is 25, and the reduced cost will be the total value of all the minimum values. So the total value of all the minimum values will be, if I add all these, I will get 11. So that I have added here. Reduced cost is 11. So when I add all this, the cost I get is 53. So this 53 is associated with node 3. So then I am left with two more nodes, 4 and 5. So from I can after traversing from node 1 to node 2, and from node 1 to node 3, I can traverse from node 1 to node 4, as well as from node 1 to node 5. So let us find out the cost of node 4. So in this I will make again first row and fourth column elements of the reduced matrix. So previous reduced matrix, first row and fourth column elements will be reduced to 0, and I will make 4 comma 1 fourth row first column element. So this fourth row first column element will also be reduced to infinity. As you can see, fourth row first column element has been replaced with infinity. Also the first row and fourth column elements are replaced with infinity. So remaining row column element values will be written as it is. So after that I will find out the minimum cost. So the minimum value in the first row I will ignore as all the values are infinity. The minimum value in the second row is 0. The minimum value is third row is 0. The minimum value is fourth row is 0, and minimum value in fifth row is 0. Similarly, if I do it for column, all the column elements will be ending up with 0. So the total reduced cost will be 0. If I add up all the minimum values, it results in 0. So the total reduced cost will be 0. Then the cost for reaching 1 is 25, and the cost for reaching from 1 to 4. So this we have to check at the reduced matrix. The cost for reaching from 1 to 4 is 0. So when I add all these, I will get the value of 25. So I will assign the cost of 25 to node 4. Then I have to find out the cost of node 5. So again I will make the first row and fifth column element of the previous reduced cost matrix. I will replace it with infinity. So first row and fifth column element of previous reduced cost element which we got while solving cost of node 1. So that particular reduced cost matrix, the first row and fifth column elements will be replaced with infinity. Also the fifth row and first column element will be replaced with infinity. So this particular value 11 will also be replaced with infinity. So as you can see, the fifth row and first column element will be has to be replaced with infinity. So here also I have made a mistake. So here the fifth row first column element should be infinity. So anyway, I will again with all this correction what I told, I will upload the notes, and then you can see from that. So moving ahead, so if you see, so after this I will try to find out the minimum cost for each row and column element. So the minimum value in the second row will be 2, third row it will be 0, fourth row it will be 3, and fifth row it will be 0. And then column, so all the column element in all the columns the minimum value is 0. So as I told, once I get the minimum value, I have to subtract that particular column or row element with the minimum value. So second row I will subtract all the row element values with 2. So when I subtract, I will get 10 infinity, 9 1 9 0 infinity. So as you can see, 10 infinity, 9 0 infinity I got. So when I subtract 3 with the fourth row elements, I will get infinity 0, 9 infinity infinity. So as you can see, fourth row element are infinity 0, 9 infinity infinity. So it will be coming, I think value will be 4. So I have to make correction, that I will make. So 4 minus 3 will be 1. So here I think it will be 1. So it will be 109 infinity infinity. So as I told, I will again upload the notes after correction, so you can have a look at that. So the cost for reaching 5 is cost of 1 comma 5 plus cost of 1 plus reduced cost. So the cost for reaching cost of 1 comma 5 is, so the cost for 1 comma 5 is 1. So that I will write down. Then the cost for 1 is 25, and the reduced cost. So if I add all the minimum row and minimum column values, so the cost total value will be 5. So that also I will write down. So the reduced cost is 5, cost of node 1 is 25, and cost of 1 comma 5 is 1. So when I add all this, I will get 31. So this will be assigned to the node 5. So after that, I will find out in this second level nodes, I will find out the node associated with the least cost. So here node 4 is associated with least cost of 25 compared to all the other nodes in that particular level. So node 2 is having 35, node 3 is having cost of 53, node 4 is having cost of 25, and node 5 is having cost of 31. Among all this node 4 is having least cost of 25. So I will select only the lower bound node, and I will ignore the upper bound nodes. So this is called pruning. So we will not proceed with the any of the upper bound nodes. Will only consider the lower bound node, and we will further traverse from this particular lower bound node. So as you can see, so we'll select the lower bound node and ignore or prune the upper bound nodes, and we will try to traverse from node 4 to remaining city. So from node to, after traversing from node 1 to node 4, I can traverse to node 2. I can this I will represent it by 6. So node number 6. After the path for traversing, the another path for traversing is from node 1 to node 4, then to node 3. So this I will represent it by node 7. So I will not, since already I have used a particular node number, so instead of repeating, I will use the next successive node number. So there is one more path to traverse from node 1 to node 4 to then node 5. So this I will represent the node 5 with node number 8. So as you can see, there are 3 paths. So 1 to 4, 4 to 2, then 1 to 2, 4, 4 to 3, and from node 1 to node 4, and then from node 4 to node 5. So I have to find out the cost for node 6, node 7, and node 8. So again, so now previously we had took the node 1's reduced matrix as the node 1's row minimization and column minimization applied matrix as the reduced matrix. So here we'll consider the node 4's row minimization, column minimization applied matrix as the reduced matrix. So node 4's matrix, if you see, the reduced matrix was this. So this values I will consider for finding out the cost for node 6, node 7, and node 8. So as you can see, I have considered the reduced matrix of node 4. So after this, I have to find out the cost for reaching node 6, that is, I have to find out the cost for reaching from node 1 to node 4, then to node 2. So that I will find out by finding out the cost of node 6. So here I will make the, so consider this second and third values. So last two values that I have shown in the path. I will make fourth row and second column of reduced matrix to infinity, and also make the 2, 1 to infinity. So in this, the second row and first column 1 will be reduced to infinity, and the fourth row and second column elements will be replaced with infinity. As you can see, fourth row and second column elements are replaced with infinity. Then I will apply row minimization, column minimization, and find out the minimum value for each row element as well as the column element. So the minimum value in which, so in all of the row elements, the minimum value is 0, and I as you can see, in also at the column, the minimum value will be 0. So the reduced cost will be when we add up all the minimum value, we get reduced cost. So reduced cost is 0. So the formula for reaching cost 6 is cost of 4 to 2. So I have to find out the cost of reaching from 4 to 2. So 6 is nothing but node 2, but I am representing by 6 since I can't use the same number. So I have to find out the cost of 4 to 2 in the reduced matrix. So the cost for from node to 4 to 2 in the previous reduced matrix is 3. So that I will write down. Then I have to find out the cost of 4. So the cost of 4 is 25. So that I will write, and the reduced cost as I told it's 0. So I will getting for node 6 the cost as 28. So then I have to find out the cost for node 7 and node 8. So in order to find out the cost for node 7, so it signifies the path from node 1 to 4 and then from node 4 to 3. So here I will make the fourth row and third column element of the reduced matrix to infinity. Also I will make 3 comma 1 as infinity. So here as you can see I will make 3 comma 1, the value 0 will be reduced to infinity as you can see, and third row and fourth row and third column elements. So fourth row and third column elements will be replaced with infinity. So third row and fourth column elements. So fourth row and third column elements will be reduced to infinity. So fourth row and third column elements will be reduced to infinity as you can see. So I will apply row minimization and column minimization. So when I apply row minimization, I will get minimum value of 2 at third row, and I will get minimum value of 11 at first column. So then I will subtract each that particular row and column with a minimum value of that particular row or column. So I will subtract all the third row elements with 2, and I will subtract all the first column elements with 11. So when I subtract, I will get this particular reduced matrix. So the cost for reaching 7 is found out by finding the cost for reaching from node 4 to node 3. C of 4 comma 3 I have to find out in the reduced matrix. So this is the reduced matrix is nothing but the cost of node 4. Reduced matrix is nothing but that we had used to find out the cost of node 4. So here, as I told, I have to find out the cost of node 4 comma 3. So fourth row and third column element is 12. So that I will write down here. The cost of reaching 4 is 25, and the reduced cost will be the sum of all the minimum values. So 11 plus 2. So that I have written here. When I add, I will get cost of 50. So that will be assigned to node 7. Then to find out node 8, I will make, so that is particular to find the cost of path node 1 to 4, 4 to 5. So I will make fourth row and fifth column element of the reduced matrix to infinity, and also I will make the fifth row and first column element of the reduced matrix to infinity. So in the reduced matrix, fifth row first column element, so 11 will be reduced to infinity. As you can see here, fifth row first column element will be reduced to infinity. Also the fourth row and fifth column elements will be replaced with infinity. So once I do this, so I will get a minimum value of 11 in second row. So I will replace, I will subtract all the second row elements with 11. So then I will get 1 infinity, 0 infinity, infinity. So this will be the overall reduced matrix of that will be used to find out the cost of node 8. So cost of 8 will be found out by the following formula. So I have to find out the cost of reaching from 4 to 5. So cost of fourth row and fifth column element is, so reduced matrix if we consider, the cost of fourth row and fifth column element is 0, and the cost of 4 is 25, and the reduced cost is 11. So if I add all this, you will get value 36. So as you can see, the node 8 has been assigned value 36. So I have completed finding out the cost for all the third level nodes. So among this, the node 6 is having the least cost. So I will select the node 6 and ignore the node 7 and node 8. I will further traverse from node 6. So already I have covered node 1 to node 4. So node 6 is nothing but that is node 2. So after node 1 to node 4 and node 2, I can travel to from node 2 to node 3 as well as node 5. So I will get two more paths, node 3 and node 5. So this will be node 3 and this will be node 5. So node 3 will represented by node number 9 and this node 5 will represented by node number 10. So here I will consider the reduced matrix which was used to find out the cost of node 6. So the reduced matrix of node 6 is this. So this value I will use it up to find out the cost of node 9 and 10. So node 9 represents the cost of traversing from node 1 to 4 to 4 to 2 and 2 to 3, and node 10 represents the cost of traversing from node 1 to 4, 4 to 2 and 2 to 5. So as I was telling, in order to find out cost of node 4, that is the cost of the path 1, 4, 2, 3, I will make, so I will consider the last two column value, last two values. So I will make the second row and third column of the reduced matrix to infinity. Also I will make 3, 1 to infinity. So for that I will take in this reduced matrix, so 3, 1 is nothing but value 0, so that will be reduced to infinity, as you can see. Also the second row and the third column elements will be reduced to infinity. Second row and third column will be infinity. So when I find out the minimum value, so I will get a minimum value at row 3. So row 3 is having minimum value 2 and row 5 is having minimum value 11. So if same row and column element is having same minimum value, then we will ignore it. So it will not make a major difference. So here row 5 is having minimum value 11, also column, so in row 5 is having a minimum value 11. Then if I consider the first column also, here also I will be getting the minimum value as 11. So the same minimum value is appearing in the fifth row as well as the first column. So I will consider only one of these. So in this column I won't consider 11. So that I will explain anyway. So first I will take the minimum value of third row, then I will get the minimum value of fifth row. So once I get the minimum value of fifth row, when I subtract with 11, so it will become 0. So then if I consider column, so first column, so the minimum value will be 0. So that's why I told I will be ignoring the first. If I consider minimum value at the particular row, so first when I minimize it, when I perform row minimization, so the value will become 0. So here when I perform column maximization, column minimization, then I will get this value will be 0. So then I will be getting minimum value 0. So that's why I have not considered 11 here for the column minimization. So after this I will subtract all the third row elements with minimum value 2 and all the fifth row elements with minimum value of 11. So this you have to make sure. So after performing row minimization also, so if you're getting value of 0, so this, since it becomes 0, we should not consider it for column minimization, whereas in other examples, so it was different. So here you used to get 0, so let me take an example. So here fifth row you are getting 0, so even if you subtract with 0, values will remain same. So that time you can apply column minimization. So when you apply column minimization, you used to get minimum value of 11, but that is not the case in this. So to pointing out that, so you should not do the same mistake in the exam or your internals. So first you apply row minimization. So let me go there. So first you apply row minimization. So when you apply row minimization, your value becomes 0. So when you perform column minimization, so the minimum value will be 0 itself. So I will subtract the third row elements with 2 and the fifth row elements with 11. So then I will be getting this reduced matrix. So after that I will find out the cost for reaching from 2 to 3. So this is the, I have to consider the reduced matrix of node 6. So in reduced matrix of node 6, I have to find out the cost for reaching from 2 to 3. So cost of 2 to 3 is, so cost of 2 to 3 is, cost of 2 to 3 is 11. So that I will write down here. Then the cost of node 6 is 28, and the reduced cost is the addition of minimum values. So that is 11 plus 2, 2 plus 11. So that I have written here. So the total value will be 52. That will be assigned to cost node 9. So then I have to find out the cost for node 10. So I have to find out the cost for path 1 to 4, 4 to 2 and 2 to 5. So I will consider last two values of the path. So I will make the second row and fifth column of the reduced matrix to infinity, and also make the cost of 5 comma 1 to infinity. So if I consider the reduced matrix of node 6, so 5 comma 1 will be reduced to infinity. So you can see 5 comma 1 is reduced to infinity. Also second row and fifth column. So here second row and fifth column will be replaced with infinity. So here second row and fifth column are replaced with infinity. So if you perform row minimization, column minimization in each, so since there are most of the values are infinity in most of the row and column elements, so you can see I am getting a minimum value of 0 at third row, and I am getting a minimum value of 0 at third column. So in the remaining row and column elements, it's all infinity. So as I told earlier, if all the values are in a particular row or column element is infinity, we will not find out the minimum value for that. So then I will apply the formula. I will find out the cost for reaching from node 2 to 5, C of 2 comma 5 plus cost of 6 plus reduced cost. So reduced cost will be 0. If you take the total of the minimum value, it is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, then cost of 6 is 28, and the cost of 2 comma 5 in the reduced matrix, that is the reduced matrix of node 6 is 2 comma 5 is 0. So 0, as you can see. So the cost of reaching 9 is 28. So once I have reached find out the cost of node 10. So then I will in this particular there are only two options available. So that is to traverse from node 6. So node 6 that is node 1 to node 4. Node 6 is nothing but node 2. So node 2 to node 3 and node 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 3. Then from 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 5. So here I will get a minimum cost of 28 for node 10, so I will consider only the node 10 and I will ignore the other node 9 for traversal. So I will just consider the least cost node 10 for further traversal. So the path will be 1 to 4, 4 to 2 and 2 to 5. So the cost of 9 is nothing but the path 1 to 4, 4 to 2 and 2 to 5. So as you can see, node 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 5. So after that I have to find out the cost for, so after reaching from 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 5, there is only one option, that is to visit traverse node 3. So this I will represent by node 11. So to find out the cost, I will apply the formula. So the cost will be, so to reach from node cost of 5 to 3 plus cost of node 10 plus reduced cost. So the reduced cost will be the reduced matrix of node 10. So this is the reduced matrix of node 10. If you observe, we can't further reduce this particular matrix. So if we can't further reduce this particular matrix, so the reduced cost will be 0. So the reduced cost is 0. So the cost for reaching from 5 to 3 is 0 and the cost of 10 is, node 10 is 28. So the value will be written as 28. So the minimum cost for reaching from 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 3, 3, and after reaching node 3 we have to traverse back to the source vertex, that is node 1. So from node 3 to node 1 we have to traverse back. So the value, least cost value will be 28. So the minimum cost path is 1 to 4, 4 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 3 and from 3 back to 1. So its associated cost value is 28. So with this I have solved the traveling salesman problem using branch and bound algorithm. So here we have used minimization, we have solved a minimization problem. So in next class I will teach how to solve maximization problem. So for that I will take an example of knapsack problem and I will solve using branch and bound algorithm how I can achieve maximum profit by inserting a sequence of items to the knapsack tag.